Following the release of the new Morning in Your Pocket shawl, and with Berlin Knits just around the corner, Jenny caught up with the one and only Melanie Berg for a special bonus episode of Sisters in Stitches. Melanie is an extraordinary designer with more than 200 patterns to her name, published both individually and in print across 4 beautiful books. She is celebrated for her playful use of colour, her mastery of texture, and, just as importantly, her clear, approachable instructions. In this chat, you'll hear how she's now including row maps in her patterns, a brilliant tool to make following along easier for knitters juggling health challenges, busy family life, or simply the distractions of everyday living. On a personal note, it is a joy to see Melanie back to full health after her own journey through breast cancer treatment. She's an inspiration and a reminder of the light on the other side of my own treatment too. So without further ado, here's Jenny with Melanie talking colour palettes, swatching, and all the excitement building for Berlin Knits this weekend.
Hi and welcome to this bonus episode of Sisters in Stitches. I have the wonderful Melanie Berg here with me today, and we're going to talk all about Morning in Your Pocket shawls, aren't we?
Yes, hello Jen.
Hi,
Thank you
Melanie.
so much for inviting me to be here with you today, for making time to chat a bit about our lovely collaboration.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you. We go back a few years. We've had some,
Yes,
we've crossed over a few times in our
couple
paths.
of times. I've even visited you in Dublin. Oh, I don't even know when that was, a couple of years ago, and I gave workshops at This Is Knit.
So today we're going to talk about the Morning in Your Pocket shawl, which you've designed for in collaboration with us. We sent you some yarn a few months back. Can you tell us a little bit about your design process and how you decide what yarn is going to grow?
Yes. Well, first of all, you reached out to me asking for a collaboration, and that made me so happy because I always love seeing you and doing things together with you. So that was a very positive spin to it already. And then you told me I was free to choose from any yarn base that you have, and that you were also open for dyeing up new color combinations. And I just love gradient sets. I love working with them. I don't know, it's so pleasant and so fulfilling, and so, I don't know, it just makes me happy. And so I wanted to ask you for a gradient set, and I was just in that pastel mood. So yeah, I had something in mind with very soft colors, very harmonic, not too loud, just a really very subtle pastel gradient. And you came up with that wonderful on your well, the stripes here on the shawl. There are gray and white subtle stripes. They are made from the fade
The Fade Street
4-ply yarn that you have, right? And then the gradient set itself is with your Spire singles.
Yes.
And I find both yarn bases quite similar. They are working pretty well together. And yeah, so that was the start of it. And then when the yarn arrived here, I started swatching, obviously. And yeah, that's funny because lots of people think, oh, when you have so much experience in knitting, you don't need to swatch anymore, so you can skip that pesky bit. But actually, no. It's always part of the process somehow. Yeah, it's just inevitable, but it has really grown on me. I like to swatch because it's like you're being on a blind date with someone and you're getting to know them a bit better. So that is watching a new yarn. You don't know a lot about it in the beginning, but then as you work a bit, as you experiment and try things out, you get a better feeling of what kind of pattern would be a nice fit for that yarn and how the colors come together. And I remember you also sent me a very dark base in the beginning. I had asked for a couple of options, and my first swatch was with that base, but then I found the contrast too harsh somehow between the soft pastels and then that really strong bluish anthracite gray.
Yeah.
And so I took a turn and went with the brighter colors. And that was just because of swatching. So that is definitely
it tells you a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
I like that. And analogy about going on a first date and stuff like that. I think that like really
It's like
suits it.
that somehow.
No
Yes.
worries. So originally we sent you the two grays, so the light and the dark gray,
Mhm.
and then we sent an undyed skein, so just a plain
Right.
cream. And then once you swatched with that, and then you came back and said, okay, this is a little bit too harsh. Is there another option that we could go for the contrast? And that's when we then decided on the Bad Girl Riri that has
Right.
the colorful speckles. And I think
That's
it
right.
actually works really well with the kind of pastel rainbow, and then having those little pops of color pick up
Absolutely.
on those as
It
well.
it kind of picks that up again and repeats it in the stripe part again. I also swatched it because you sent me the complete undyed color as well,
Yeah.
and I also swatched the gray with that, and it was an okay-ish look, but the speckles just added that extra,
Yeah.
I don't know, that extra pop.
Yeah.
Very subtle pop, but still that extra specialness to
Extra
it.
one. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're well known for designing pieces that are both beautiful and wearable. What draws you to certain yarns or colors when you're planning a new design? Do you go in with an idea, or do you let the yarn
Yeah,
speak to you?
I'm not so much having ideas without knowing which yarn I want to make. It's rather that I have the yarn here and or I decide to work something in a certain yarn, and then I try to find ideas specifically for that yarn, because all the yarns have different qualities and different characteristics, and some patterns lend themselves to those characteristics and others not so much. So I always try to find stitch patterns and designs that really let the yarn shine, that present the yarn in the best possible way. And that doesn't mean that you can't substitute. I'm always also saying that you can substitute, because I have knitters worldwide and knitting my designs, so it's pretty clear that they can't get their hands on all the yarns. For
Yeah.
example, if I'm working with a German yarn that's not available worldwide. So I always say that you can substitute as well. But if you go with the original, you can be really sure that this is a perfect match.
Yeah. So with this shawl, I suppose the Fade Street, because it has a 30% silk in it, they're both single ply yarns, but the Spires is just pure merino, where the Fade Street is a merino and silk. So you have the drape and the flow that silk creates, but then with the lace, I think the pure merino just gives that excuse me, design a little bit more structure. Would you agree with that?
Yes, that's right. It has a bit more stitch definition. It's not as two-dimensional as it might be with the silk yarn. It has, yeah, as you said, a bit more structure to it. And it's quite interesting because it's always the exact same lace pattern in each of the stripes. So it's pretty easy to make. It's nothing too complicated. But then when you reach the last stripe, it appears differently. And that is because all the other stripes are surrounded by garter stitch, and that also with gravity, it pulls them a bit apart. But then that last section doesn't have that garter stitch or that extra fabric to it, so it jumps up a bit. And then also there are these scallops that I blocked in, so these little scallop. Did you also block the scallops out, or?
Yeah, no, they're there. That has all turned around.
Yeah, all right. Right.
And so the other thing that you have started using for a little while in your patterns is row maps. Can you explain how that came about? Was it feedback from knitters? Was it your own experience or something else? What made you decide?
A bit of a mix. It all started when I got an email from Chad Lewis, who is a knitting teacher at the Cancer Center in Toronto. And he reached out to me because he is teaching patients undergoing chemo treatment how to knit, or if they already know how to knit, he just accompanies them and supports them. And he was asking for an easy shawl project. And so I suggested Drachenfels. It's a very popular design of mine and very easy to make. And so I sent him the pattern and he took a look at it and he said, we can make this even easier. And then that was the birth of the first row map as we do them nowadays. It is basically a GPS for your knitting. So it takes you by the hand, it guides you through the process. It's like a tick-off list, row by row. You can track your progress, which is pretty fulfilling because you have that sense of accomplishment with each row that you can tick off.
Yeah.
And also, if you are low on concentration for whatever reason, like could be because you are doing chemo, or could be various other reasons, because you have a stressful life, because you're in grief, because you don't sleep well at night, or funnily enough, a lady wrote to me, she has toddlers, and yeah, they constantly interrupt her in
Yes.
doing things. So
Yeah.
anything really that goes on your concentration, or that, yeah, that interrupts you, because then when you get back to your project, you instantly see where you are, what was the last row that you worked, and how to start, or how to continue the process. And we have received tremendous feedback about this. The row maps are free, so there is no extra cost. And if you out there would like to take a look at a row map, you will find all of them on Merland.de. That is my page, and you can download them. Just take a look at the row map and see whether you like the idea. And if yes, well, talk about it, share the information, and spread the news.
I think they're such a clever idea. They really are. I have so many patterns, or even if you are putting something down, moving on to a different project, because let's be honest, we
Yes.
are not monogamous knitters a lot
Not
of the
all of us.
time. No. So it's a great way of reminding yourself where you are then when you go
Right.
back to that pattern. So really handy. I love that idea.
That's right.
How do you hope row maps will change the knitting experience for people who pick up your pattern?
Well, I think we all have stressful lives, and knitting should be a pleasure for all of us. And I know this from myself. So I started my knitting and my designing career when my kids were 1, 2, and 3 years old. So we got them in a row, really.
Yeah.
And that was so stressful. And when I had them in bed at 7 o'clock, I knew this was my short time for knitting and for digression and for relaxation, because I knew in latest 2 hours the first one would be awake again. So
Yeah.
that was a very short time that I had for myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any brain power left to focus on, or to battle complicated lace patterns, or I don't know. I just wanted to knit for pleasure and for refilling those energies. And this is the direction we are aiming for with the row maps, because all of us have stressful lives already. And yeah, that is the basic idea. And make knitting very approachable. Also, maybe for those who were knitters in the past and then had children, or had whatever life circumstances that turned out complicated, and want to get back into it without stress and without understanding, how is this pattern working. So it's, yeah.
No, it's so wonderful. I really like it, especially as you said, with young children and stuff like that. I think it really works.
Yes.
So we are, as if by magic, going to be at Berlin Knits.
Yay!
now,
I'm so
in
looking
the
forward to
future.
seeing you.
You're seeing us in the past. Where can people find you at the weekend? You're teaching, aren't you? What classes are you teaching?
That's right. I'm teaching Shawl Love. That is a class about shawls, and I'll
Shawl?
sure present Morning in Your Pocket there.
Yeah.
But if knitters join the festival, they can also see the shawl at your booth, I guess.
Absolutely. We will be at stand 14, and we hope that you yourself can pop by and say hello to everybody at
I'll
stand 14 for
absolutely do
free.
so. I'll absolutely do so. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so I will have this. I'm sure you will have yours with you this weekend as well.
Absolutely.
We also have some additional kit options. If pastels aren't your vibe, we do have a few more options available.
Jen, I haven't seen those ones yet, so I'm really excited.
Brand new to you. So first of all, we went pastel, but then we went a little bit more. It's just like a bolder version. And I do love me some neons. So we thought that would work really well still with the same gray and Bad Girl Riri. So Mist and Bad Girl Riri. Then because the season that is upon us, we thought that we could do some more autumnal options that might pair well with something a little bit more earthy.
Yes.
And then inspired by a colorway that we have called Jackie, after my mother, we thought that singularly the colors that go into it might be really, really nice. So we've got a different take on rainbow. It's a little bit darker and moodier.
And Jen, would you also suggest that other colorway that you mentioned, like the colorway that you have in your shop that has these colors in them?
Yeah.
Did I get that correct? Did I understand you correctly?
So Jackie is a colorway that has all of those in the one skein. So we
Yes.
basically broke it up into.
Yes. And would you recommend using that colorway as a background color in that
I
shawl?
don't think so because they'll kind of match
Mhm.
up quite often. So
I
you
see.
might lose some of the
Contrast, some of
contrast
the.
is the word. Thank you. But what we thought might be really nice with one of them
Oh,
is a
yes.
different take. So we've got onyx, and then this is prism. So this is a gray with the rainbow speckles in it as
Yeah.
well. So we thought that that might be interesting either with the neons or with some other of the mini skein options as well. Even the
Yeah.
pastels. There's so many options, and we will have lots of stuff. Nice things on the
Yeah.
stand.
I can't wait to see knitters knit up those other color combinations. I'm very much in love with that fall set that you showed.
It's really,
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah. So
But will you offer prepared kits or can knitters also
mix and
mix
match.
and match?
Yeah. So we will have some Fade Street single skeins available that people can mix and match
Mhm.
and pick their own combinations from.
Yeah, perfect.
It'll be good.
That sounds wonderful. I'm really looking forward to seeing you and Jackie and your team at the
Looking forward to
booth.
seeing you too because it has been years. So it's going to be
Yes,
really nice to see you again. And we're so
yes,
excited to be coming to your neck of the woods now, coming over to Germany because you've been to us and now it's our turn. We're going to
right.
see you.
But
So
have you been to Germany before?
I've been to Cologne. I've been
Hmm.
to H&H in Cologne, but
Oh, yes. Yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
Now I'm excited.
yes, yes.
I did a few years of German in school, but I think I
Oh,
might have forgotten most of it.
I'll test you. I'll test you then.
Please don't. So if you are going to be at Berlin Knits over the weekend, please do stop by Stand 14 and say hello. And also, Melanie, there is still some spaces available in her classes. Two of them are English speaking, one is German only. So there's Shawl Love, Sweater Spree is the German only.
Weather Spree is German only, and there's Understanding Color. And
Understand.
Understanding Color and Shawl Love will be in English. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And there's still spaces available, so I'm sure you can talk to the organizers if you would like to go and take part in those with the wonderful Melanie. But yeah, thanks for joining us on this bonus episode to talk all about morning in your pocket with the one and only Melanie Berg. And we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
What are we doing right now, Jenny?
Right now, we are taking photographs of this gorgeous shawl designed by Melanie Berg in Townhouse Yarns, Fade Street, in Mist and Bad Girl Riri, as well as a custom mini set skein, which we have called
A few moments later.
Sherbet.
Sherbert!
It is 6 pastel rainbow shades, and it is beautiful.
Turn around, turn around, turn around. Gorgeous. And where are we?
We are in what's this place called?
What day is it? What's
Hold
my
on.
name?
Okay, we are in Brook Lodge, McCredden Village,
McCredden Village,
in
yes.
County Wicklow,
Yeah.
not too far from Eru Farm where we were today, getting all of the history of how they have created their brand. And then also we had a natural dyeing workshop, which I enjoyed immensely. But now we are staying in Brook Lodge for the next 2 nights and we're going to continue the fun.